And when I tell you she's lovely, you got to see this outfit, honey.
I don't understand why.
Hi, Ange.
Hi, baby love.
You know, I get just walked up every week.
That's not true.
And then she get the lovely expedition.
Probably the same way that I'm not recording on here. It's just the two of you.
Lustrous.
I know Radioland can't see this, but he's video recording and he only has Angie and himself in the picture.
It's only so big of a screen.
Okay, so that's the same reason why she.
Oh my
Let me
God.
turn this around so you.
I hope you really can feel the love
There
in
she
the
is.
room. You see that dress? It's awesome. That dress is hot.
So my shirt is not hot.
Yes, your shirt is
Thank you.
darling, and
Thank
you're
you.
handsome and
Okay, too gay.
you know,
That's enough.
too gay. Have a lady giving you a man
How about I move over
compliment.
here?
Yeah, move over there and then maybe you can get us out.
Yeah, man.
Anyways, I want people to know, and especially Facebook, that we've got some great people who have chimed in about how to identify when they're in love. And I posted the question on yesterday based off of the inbox that I got, and they were describing their dating relationship to me, and I was just so all gooey and everything. And so I decided to do a show on it because we were talking about relationships and marriages on last week. And so why not try to figure out, how do you know when you're in love? And so I'm going to start out by reading some of the comments that were posted on yesterday's Facebook post. By the way, if you aren't my friend on Facebook, if you aren't Walter's friend, Annette's friend, we love to make friends. We thrive off of making new friends. I know I do. So look me up on Facebook and be my friend, okay?
She wants you to be her friend.
Yes, Angie Mims. Look me up. All right, anyways, so...
If you ever down in Texas, pick me up, pick me up. If you ever down in Texas, you and me can see.
I was going to wait till you
I
get
got a second
done with
word.
your solo.
Okay,
Go ahead, because I want to go
Y'all
back
don't
to...
understand that.
Yeah, we don't understand the Texas love.
All my exes live there.
Oh, yeah, really?
Uh-huh.
Oh, I can't
Never
wait
been
to
there,
add-
but
oh,
they
I
all
just got a
moved there.
friend request.
Did you?
Oh,
Yay! She's popular now. She got a friend request.
Whatever. Okay, so,
Is it
yeah.
Obama?
What? Is it Obama? Oh, my
He's already her
God.
friend.
Yeah, Obama's my friend.
Oh, does he send you as many emails to you as he does to me?
You're getting me off track here.
Oh, my bad. My bad.
Anyways, I want to read LaSharon Whitehead's post. She said he approached her. This question is, how did you know when you were in love?
Mm-hmm.
So Sharon says, he approached me with slippers on, and he told me he was the pastor's son. But I didn't believe him because I told him that the pastor and first lady did not have any kids. So he introduced me to everyone, and I was so embarrassed. He called me for 3 months straight, and I never called him first. He told me where he lived, and I never... No, he told me that he loved me. I'm sorry. She's got lived, but I know she meant love. He told me he loved me, and I never said it back. One day, he didn't call me, and I called him so very upset because he didn't call all that day. The next day that I told him I loved him. Now, I think what it's like 8 or 9 years later, they're married. So I thought that was a great.
How sweet.
Yeah.
Oh, they've been married for 8 or 9 years.
Well, they've been together about 8 or 9 years, and they've been married 4.
Oh, how sweet.
Yeah, 4 years. So I thought that was really, really sweet.
I like love stories.
You do?
Yes.
I do too. That's why I'm going to do the show. Okay.
She's mission.
I am. Okay, and then Minister Brenda said, the thought of being without him made me sick.
Oh.
Okay,
You have a love shirt on.
I do. I wanted us to take a picture. We're going to take a picture.
I didn't bring my love shirt. I brought my.
I don't
You
have
got
a love
great
shirt.
one, though.
Oh,
She's
oh.
got a love outfit on. I can
I
tell you
brought
that
my
much.
Shaft shirt on. Shaft.
The producer's
Shaft is a
laughing.
band.
Shut your mouth.
Wow,
I'm about Shaft.
And
Wow.
we can dig it.
Yeah,
How she know about that stuff? Missionary and that.
Because
I ain't been saved all my life.
had
Watch
have
it.
an incentive to become a missionary,
Sinner.
and that was
How you
it.
spell that?
INCENTIVE.
You didn't go to Chicago Public Schools.
Yes, I
He
did.
really didn't know how to spell it.
He really did.
Mm-mm.
He just wanted to make sure.
Why is that
Walter.
Mac that Mac
Walter.
in front of my
Walter, can we focus?
Go ahead.
I need to know, when did you fall in love, and how did you know that you were in love?
Oh, when did I fall in love?
Yeah,
At the age of 16, 15 maybe.
15 years.
Uh-huh.
15 years old.
Yep.
That's like a half century ago. I need you to bring it up a little bit when you were more mature. And tell me a more recent time.
No, I've only been in love once.
Okay, well that's an honest answer.
I'm telling you, people don't believe me when I say that. And people say, well, you're 15, that couldn't have been love, you're puppy love. How you going to tell me what I felt?
Wow. Okay, well tell me what happened.
I was an adult at 15. Because I'm an old school.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah, I was an
Okay.
adult at 15. You can't determine a person's stability at whatever age they are.
Mhm.
You know, you don't know what they're feeling. Me and Annette has a friend named Janice Jackson, who her daughter is what, 5, 6, but how old is she at?
16.
Yeah,
She at 16.
yeah.
So what was it that made you fall in love with this lady, I'm assuming, young lady?
Yes.
Not a man.
Trust me. I look in the camera and say it was a woman. All right?
We weren't there though.
It was a woman. And you know, I've been in and out of relationships for years since that time. But I can honestly say, out of the transparency of my heart, I've been in love one time, and that was with that one woman. Now, I kind of...
What did you feel?
I felt this inability to focus.
Mhm.
I could not eat.
Woo!
Some people eat a lot when they're in love.
Yeah.
I couldn't eat. I could not sleep. I perspired a lot. I mean, I was, going through puberty, so that.
Okay.
Yeah. I thought of her day and night. And here's the thing: we never had sex. Okay. I couldn't.
Wow.
I couldn't even touch her inappropriately because there was something about her that I just cherished at that age. And when you're at that age, you are as horny as a toad. Okay.
You were.
Yeah. But there was something about her presence. I just needed her presence in the room. I didn't have to touch her, nothing. Just her mere presence. I knew then that I was in love. And here's the thing: I loved
Just
her.
her presence.
Her
wow.
mere presence was
Almost
something
like
that
the
I.
glory of the Lord. But
Oh,
but it ain't.
absolutely.
I wanted to sing a song, but it wasn't appropriate.
And sometimes, I don't know what Annette's problem is, but sometimes I use that analogy when I'm preaching about the love, my first love, how I felt as it pertains to how we should feel about the Lord.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I know y'all talk about me when I make bad analogies, comparisons of when I use my dog Iris.
Yeah.
And then when I talk about women and dogs.
Yeah, Doc.
It's yeah, Doc. There's no comparison. I'm trying not to make that comparison.
Okay.
But my dog Iris adores me. When she looks up
does.
in my eyes, she looks up with her eyes at mine, and you can see that she absolutely adores. She protects me. She follows me around the house. No, I can't go nowhere without her following me. That's how we should be with the Lord, and that's how we are when we fall in love. We just can't be without each other.
Annette.
Yes, how can I help you?
Oh, she's got her 900 love voice on.
900 loves.
We're talking about love, right?
Yeah, we're talking about love. What was it like when you first fell in love?
Like
what
that.
was it like?
Yeah.
Waiting to exhale.
Yeah.
You know what? I just saw that movie the other night. I'm going to bring this in.
Okay.
And she's looking at me like, this is not what we're talking about.
You people.
And I'm telling you, that was, of course, my second or third time seeing it. And one of the women, I can't remember which one it was, they were like, it was the actual, exhaling. And I said, oh, my God, that's
how
it right there.
That's how you felt.
That's how I felt.
Like
yeah.
you could let your guard down.
Oh, yes. I could let my guard down. They were my best friend. I could talk to them about anything, and just be myself.
Whew. I'm trying not to get emotional. Go ahead.
Right there. That's the key right there. If I can't be myself,
That's it right there.
then
it.
I'm not comfortable. And no, to me, that's not the love.
That's not the love.
Because you should accept me for who I am, and vice versa.
I think that's really true. You ought to be able to be yourself.
Yes.
I think for me, it was when I got so angry at a particular thing that happened. And, when I get angry, it's not always pretty.
Yeah.
Oh, I know.
It can. Wait a minute.
Trust
Nobody
us.
asked for no
know.
co-signers and no witnesses and no testimony
Well,
service.
the thing is, we know when Angie is angry. because she's a very sweet and compassionate person and very low key.
This is it.
But
Wait.
when she, you'll know.
Oh,
Is she
okay. I get
angry?
ready to say. I thought you was going somewhere. That would have been. Okay, is this ran by the FCC?
Yeah.
This is the FCC.
Yes.
Now this is the internet. It ain't ran by no FCC.
Yes, it is.
So I can say
I'm
what
gonna
I'm
act
gonna
like
say.
it is.
Oh, mercy. Have mercy. Let's pray, Andrew. Let's pray.
Oh
No,
man.
I just felt like when I got so angry, I just felt like, oh well, they won't be around long.
Mm-hmm.
They were even more drawn in.
Right.
And I was just like, wow.
Right.
By your
No.
anger?
Well, the fact that they could handle me, yeah.
Exactly. There it is right
They
there.
could handle me when I
Because
was
they were in
angry.
love with you.
Because they were in love with me.
Good.
And I felt like, what Annette said, when you're able to truly be yourself and you're not easily intimidated or turned off and can truly appreciate that whole person.
Yes.
Weaknesses as well as strengths.
Yes.
Because see, love is not just a feeling.
Oh.
No, it is not.
It's not.
Hey.
What
And
else is it then? I'm curious.
Really?
Let me get my pen and paper.
See, he couldn't eat, so that was kind of a little feeling right there. He had the butterflies in his stomach.
Well, I think that we want to look at agape love as an example.
What's that?
Unconditional.
Mm-hmm.
He's interviewing me. How about that? How
I
about
like
that?
unconditional. Go ahead, daughter.
Unconditional love. I mean, think about the Lord. We sin against Him daily.
Mm-hmm.
We can truly offend Him when we don't prioritize and have Him as the head of our life, and yet He still loves us. I mean, you can profess your love all the time to a person. I mean, think about Hosea and Gomer.
Yes, yes.
Come on.
Yes.
Dude,
Is that a cartoon character, Gomer?
no. I was about to say something.
That's in the holy word.
Oh,
Walter.
oh.
Reverend.
Gomer.
Elder.
I know. He's got all those titles, but he doesn't know who Gomer is. I want to use Hosea and Gomer as a brief example, only because, Gomer was a worldly woman, and she
Yes.
cheated on Hosea often.
That's a very nice way to
And,
describe her.
I was trying to use very nice adjectives, please.
A worldly woman.
Yeah.
She was a hoe. Come on. Come on. This
And
bubblegum.
as Emily
I'm
would
so
say,
tired
not
of
a
this.
garden tool.
This
God.
bubblegum show. I'm tired of this.
Oh my God. Okay.
Go ahead.
Anyways, she's a worldly woman.
Yeah.
Okay. And, Hosea's asking God, like, for real, you want me to marry her?
Mm-hmm.
And he said, yeah.
Yeah.
Your commitment to this woman represents the love that I have for my people.
You touching me right now, girl.
I am.
Yes, you are.
Okay. Well, that's good.
Because Jesus is the only constant in my life.
Yes. Oh, you know what? And speaking of,
This is getting creepy.
I'm not creepy. Barbara said that when I posed the question. Think about when you first
Barbara
fell
who?
in love. Barbara Whitehead.
Oh, okay.
She said he died and rose again. I like.
Is she family?
She is. She's down in Augusta, Georgia.
Apparently on your father's side.
She is.
Okay.
Lauren Strother said, she's here in Chicago. She said, when I overcame something so terrible and he became everything I needed and prayed for, when I told him I had a hard time receiving a message from the church he was at, he agreed to attend mine because of the message that was delivered on that day to us. But most of all, when he caught me hiding my cry on my mom's birthday, I guess her mom did pass. And he held me and sung happy birthday to me. But I think the one thing that got me was the reassurance that love doesn't physically hurt and disagreements are okay. And then he brought me an Italian beef with cheese and peppers.
That fixed it all.
That was it. That
I
sealed the
could use
deal.
one of them right
Food will seal the deal.
Yes.
Girl, give me a high five.
You better ask somebody.
Okay.
Now, can I say this?
I'm listening.
So many people are in love, but they're not together. All right?
I'm listening.
The flip side of that is, so many people are together,
And not in
but
love.
not in love.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Simple yet profound.
Simple yet profound.
Fundamentally profound.
Very fundamental, and that is a problem that I've had, you've had, and many listeners out there. Now, I know y'all hearing this hum going on the radio station. Don't worry, it'll be fixed eventually.
Yeah, they are fixing it.
They're fixing it. So I know you guys are saying, what's all that noise?
I was wondering too.
Yeah, when you
He wasn't going to say
when
nothing.
you're working.
Trying to be polite.
I'm a studio engineer and producer. We have these problems all the time.
And it's his fault.
If man made it, it's gonna break. Okay.
Right? That's
So
true.
don't go shooting the engineer, y'all. There's so many people who are living in their homes, and some of them y'all's pastors and first ladies who are living in the house, but they don't love each other. They're there for convenience. Okay, but there's so many people who are in love, and I've heard so many stories about people who were in love for many years and didn't even know each other. They love each other.
Okay.
Meaning, you and I have been friends for 20 years. I was in love with you. You've been in love with me, but we never told each other that until something happened 20 years later, and we just all of a sudden say, what, I've always wanted to tell you that.
20 years.
20 years. Yes.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Okay.
But this did happen to me. It happened to me.
It did?
It did. Yeah.
Wow.
It happened to me, and it was like, you felt that way about me? I said, yeah. Now, it wasn't so much like I was mad in love. It was like I had this crush on you.
So what? Why?
Because he's only been in love
Have
once.
to take have to take a pause for the cause. How do you not misconstrue a strong like for actually being in love? Because
Absolutely.
you can think that someone's attractive, you can be drawn to their strengths, but
Yeah.
that does not mean that it's love.
That's a
And
very good question.
That's why you heard what I said. I said I only been in love one time, but I had many crushes. I had many infatuated moments where it's like, wow, look at her. Now men,
Yes. Don't we know about them?
I mean, but what was to answer? Nick, can you answer her question? How did you distinguish that first love from all those crushes?
Good catch.
because I know it. What's the statement? It's better to have loved, have never loved. What is it? How y'all
Better to
go?
have loved and
Come on, Facebook, help me out.
Yeah,
please
because
help
they're
me out.
listening.
Yeah.
'Cause I can't
Loved and
wait.
lost than
Yeah.
to have never loved at all.
Yeah, I think that's it. She
Something
might
like
be
that.
close. Okay.
Somebody help me out.
The-
I know, right?
The fact that I know how love feels, I know how love feels. So after that moment of being in love for the first time, it's like a person who takes a drug and gets high for the first time. Okay, it's like the reason why they stay on drugs so long is
They're
because
trying to get the first
yes,
high.
they're trying to get the first high. So I know how it feels to be so madly in love that I've for many years been trying to go back and get that first high.
Wow, so now you're comparing.
Yeah. So when I started thinking I'm falling in love with someone, and it lasted only a year, few months, I realized that wasn't love. I was infatuated, or I was searching for that love, and I saw this beautiful girl. She talked to me nice. She respected me, made me feel like a man. Oh man, here it comes! It's coming back. And then she did something or said something, made me like, But I wasn't doing that when I was in love, man in love. I don't care how much she did something that maybe upset me. That upset lasted, poof, a vapor.
A second.
Because I was like, oh, I forgive you, baby. I know, I forgive you. I love
I know
you.
you cheated on me, but it's
Yeah,
okay.
it's all right. I walked in on y'all. I understand. That wasn't
okay.
you.
That wasn't you.
Y'all were acting in a play. Look, we're getting ready to take a break, and we want to hear from how great is our God, the reggae style.
No.
Ooh. Did you answer the question now?
No?
Because I was about to go there until you said we were going to a break.
All right, and you're tuned into the Promoting Precision Show, and I'm your host, Angie Mims, right here on the Stellar Nominees TCM radio station, and we've got Annette, the lovely Annette, and the very handsome Walter in the studio with
Finally,
us.
I get it.
Yes, you've got that compliment. And we've been talking about how did you know that you were in love? What attributes, what physiological things happen when you found out that you were in love? And I've been reading a post and telling people about their experiences, and Lauren had a great testimony, I guess you can call it. Brenda had one, and even LaSharon had one. But I want to read from the guys now. Jeremiah David Winston out of New York says, I'm a guy, so I want to make this brief. I don't get moved nor intimidated easily. But when my fiance sang at a karaoke bar, I knew she could sing already because I know that she can sing too. She has a great voice. But she sang Lauryn Hill's Killing Me Softly.
Okay.
And that's how he knew he was in love. So I guess he was already knowing that she could sing, but I guess at that moment when she was...
Some just grabbed.
So love could be triggered by something that the other person does.
Yes.
You believe that?
I firmly believe that.
Did you?
Yes, I do.
That's interesting.
I do.
Why is it interesting, Walter?
Oh, I don't disagree with it.
Oh, okay.
No, I think it's interesting. I think, I don't know if it becomes love at that time. I think it becomes very interesting to the person, and then love is developed over time. Now, how much that time is up to the person and God.
Yes.
Yes.
God is a great contributor to real
and
love.
a great developer. Well,
Yes.
Sure.
Just Cool. He's on a post. He says, I don't think it's like a light bulb going off. I think it just happens. You find yourself doing stuff you wouldn't normally do and treating that person like your best friend. So much else to say, but I'll stop there. Guys don't want to, dig in too deep with this one, but I appreciate the comment.
That was good.
Yeah, I mean, he's honest. I wouldn't normally buy you flowers, but I'm gonna buy you flowers.
Yeah.
Wouldn't normally take you to this 5-star restaurant, but I'm gonna do it.
Yes.
Normally I take them to McDonald's, but you deserve a 5-star.
Yeah. What are you doing to me?
Yeah. Love is action.
Yeah. Yeah. 'Cause
Yes.
Verb.
what comes from the heart reaches the heart.
Amen, Reverend. Yes.
I know.
Well, he got a
Yes.
serious look on his face,
I
too,
know,
didn't he?
I'm ready to
That was
raise
pretty
the
good.
offering.
That was pretty
I'll
good.
take it.
I know you will,
Oh,
but
it's
you know what?
written.
Ready to- Buddy said,
But who?
Buddy Gill.
Yeah, okay.
I love Buddy.
Buddy
Gill.
got gifts.
Leave my buddy alone.
That's my best friend, y'all.
My buddy.
Trust me. He
Buddy.
talks about me all the time. Go ahead.
Good, you deserve it. Buddy Gill said, seriously speaking, I knew I was in love with my wife when I was out on a date with a different girl.
Wow.
And the whole time my mind was occupied with my wife.
Bam!
I even made the mistake of calling that lady by my wife's name.
Bam!
Oh, and my God.
That's it. Oh, and your God.
Yes.
Right.
That's it.
So
Wow.
he couldn't eat on that date, could he?
I mean, come on. I would be heated.
That's it.
Well, yeah, but then I was okay. You don't need to be with me. You need to go find who.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and you should be heated, but he should be where his heart is.
Yes.
They were not married, so he was dating. Did he say he was dating at the time?
Yeah, he was dating at
Yeah.
the time.
Uh-huh.
That was so
and he ended up,
romantic.
I know, it was
That,
great.
see,
But
that,
Buddy's a sweet guy.
yes.
He is.
Yeah,
You
he
know.
alright.
So he dumped.
Yeah, so he
You're
dumped
sweet.
her and he married the woman that he was supposed to have been with.
Yeah.
Good, it happened at that time.
Right.
And it didn't happen while he was married.
So let me ask you this. So you hit on something earlier in the show when you said that you can actually be in a relationship with someone
Yeah.
and you not be in love.
Mm-hmm.
How does that happen?
I think it.
All the time.
Oh,
I
yeah.
said how, and we got
Sure.
I
man.
know.
You don't plan it though. That's the thing about it. You don't plan that stuff. You and I meet. We start liking each other. Then we assume or we are in love. Sometimes we just don't know.
Right.
We got this feeling going on in us, and we don't. And we say it's love,
Could be gas.
but it could be bad. Could be some bad. You got some.
Sorry, I'm sorry.
She went to that little gas station up the street from Habib's gas station and Emporium.
I'm so mad at you right now.
And got
you started that.
got 25
She
octane.
got you nervous trying to red.
Yeah, and they don't even make 25 octane.
Right.
Fill up my
Need a
headset.
lawnmower.
Yeah, fill up.
But wait.
Yeah.
Come
But
back.
still though, you then would then have to say, well, am I in love or was I in infatuation?
Right,
Mm-hmm.
because love doesn't just fall out
There
after
you
6
go.
months.
There it
Thank
is right
you.
there.
Yes,
Thank you.
Yes, and I'm gonna be transparent again. Very transparent. Okay, y'all hear
Get
me
your
out.
transparency
Yeah.
glasses on.
Yeah, put it on, y'all. Put it on. Put it on. When I fell in love for the first time at the age of 15, I
Yeah.
was in love with her for over 10, 15 years.
Uh-oh.
I had gotten married at the age of 21, though. What am I saying?
I don't know. I'm
You married the
listening.
right one.
I was in love with this girl and in a marriage with someone else.
Oh my God, how awful is that?
That's terrible.
It's reality.
That's terrible.
It's terrible, but I think, well, what happens when you hear people say when they're married, I'm just not in love with them anymore. Going back to what we talked about on last week,
Mm-hmm.
in Western civilization, we have so many Christian marriages failing
Yeah.
because they do not know how to reignite that love. So was it love in the beginning? and then it just, happened to fade away or dissipate?
I'm inclined to believe it was not real love. You may have loved that person, really liked that person, but being in love, I'm inclined to believe that you probably were not in love.
There's an old song from the 70s that says, I can't remember the exact words, but it says, it's sad to belong to someone else when the right one comes along.
Oh Lord Jesus.
So sad to belong to someone else when the right one comes along.
Do you guys
Come on, y'all, sing with me.
I never heard of that song.
I know, because the white is it's from the 70s, white artists who you guys were not allowed to listen to.
Right,
Whatever.
Especially you.
praise Jesus.
I just want to read Amelia's comment
Go
real
ahead,
quick.
because I want to
Amelia said, L is for the way you look at me.
Ah,
O is for the only one I
sing,
see.
Amelia.
V is very, very extraordinary. And
E
is
is
even more than
than
anyone that
you adore.
Oh, and my God,
Yeah.
again.
I like
That's
that. Emilia.
Was made for me and you. Sing, Amelia. I can hear you, girl.
Emilia.
And, yeah, Emilia.
Yeah,
That's-
Emilia.
and she's single.
And she's single. But that's what she wants. Do you think that type of love really exists?
Yes, it does.
Yes, it does.
Oh, my God, it does.
You was going to say something, Bridget.
Go ahead.
But I have to go back though. You mentioned about how you're being transparent. You were still in love
Yeah.
for 10 years or whatever, but you
Mhm.
ended up getting married.
Yeah.
I think that unfortunately that happens too often, and I guess I want to know why people just go ahead and marry somebody else when they know they're in love with
Someone else.
Because
Yeah.
you know what happened to me? I was in my 20s, and I would never forget. I had this dream that I married the wrong person.
Mm-hmm.
And it freaked me out.
Mm-hmm.
I woke up from the dream in a sweat. I was like, oh my God, oh Jesus, oh God.
Calling on that
Because
Savior.
in the dream I'm thinking to myself, because the way we were raised and how we were brought up, I know it happens more often than not. Divorce was not an option. And so that was in my mind. I'm thinking, in the dream, I'm like, okay, oh my God, this is the wrong one. I have to get divorced. But, oh my God, what's going to happen if I get divorced?
Mm-hmm.
So you have all of that. So, I think sometimes, within these marriages, he said earlier, they're still together for convenience sake. They're still together, because they don't want people to talk bad about them or whatever if they get a divorce.
Yes.
Oh
my God, yes.
Now, I am a product of a divorced home.
Mm-hmm.
My parents, got a divorce.
Mm-hmm.
But it was a situation where it was needed,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
to happen.
Yeah.
And of course,
Been there.
Yeah. And of course, then at that point, she was Lynn looked at the black sheep of the family, because but I applaud her because she got out of that, that marriage that was not, it was detrimental to her.
Mm-hmm. To her life.
Yes.
Yeah, I can relate to that. I went through that.
Yeah.
And if it's detrimental to your life, you need to get out.
Yes.
Period.
Yes.
Yeah, but it's
So-
easy.
It's
Go
easy
ahead.
wood. I was going to say, so my question still stands. Why do you go marry one person that you're really not in love with? And
That's the part I say is about to say is that it's easy to say that and to say, why would you do that? Doesn't make sense.
right, yeah, I know it's easy, but why
so
does,
many
why
millions
does it
are-
happen?
Well, first of all, you got to look at everybody's scenario is not the same.
True.
Okay, me and my first love broke up.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't break up with her; she broke up with me.
Oh.
Okay, once that broke up happened, I can't just make her marry me.
Right.
You want some tissue? He's cracking
know.
up back there.
I didn't know if you needed me to tissue.
I had my teary moments years ago. I'm over that.
Okay. Well,
Okay, and then I meet someone who appears to be the perfect wife.
Okay.
Okay, and then I marry him. A lot of times people marry because they're trying to kill the past.
Was
they're trying to
that
get.
baggage that they
Yes.
still
And
have.
They
hurt
still
too.
have, and they hurt and all this. So they said, "Let me just move." So they move out. Sometimes they move out of town. You know, they just go away, and they marry this person. All right, knowing that there's still something there, but they're trying. They know they can't have it, so they try to kill it in
Okay.
doing something else, like marrying someone. And then they realize after a few months,
Yeah. What I do.
well, I messed up because I'm
That's
not really in
right.
love with this woman.
Right.
I was in love with marriage, meaning the possibility of raising a
Yes.
family.
You were in love with love.
Yes, and a lot of women make that mistake. They are so in love with wanting to be in love or wanted to be in a marriage.
Yes.
That and the clock is ticking. They marry this guy knowing that he has all these more negative than positive in him, and they marry him. Okay, and then they for 20 years in that marriage, it's just unhappiness.
Just
Yeah.
unhappy.
Well, I want to raise the definition for infatuate because I think that that's
good.
what happens a lot in our relationships. It says to cause to be foolish, deprived of sound judgment, to inspire with a foolish or extravagant admiration. And so I think that that's really, really important because, you know, I knew that that person loved me when they saw me in that not so pretty, you know,
Sure.
limelight, you
Right.
know, with me being angry and just acting out, and they're like, "Well, I'm still here. You're crazy, but
Yeah.
I'm here."
Right.
You know, and I think that that's what can help us depict what real love is. You know, you get rid of the butterflies. See what happens when your girl's hair is all over the place.
Yes.
You know, and he hasn't washed up, and
Right.
you know he's not fresh and clean. How do you feel then?
Right.
Are you
Right.
still able to kiss them in the mouth knowing that they haven't brushed their teeth?
Ooh,
These are the
Alright.
ugly
yes.
or not so pretty
Mm-hmm.
sides of love,
Yes.
real love, versus he's always clean, she's always fresh, she always has her hair done,
That's
she always,
unrealistic.
you know, but it happens.
It does happen. Oh,
And
absolutely.
people, and you can tell, ask a man will say in a minute, you know, I love you or whatever.
Mhm.
I'm not going to say in a minute, but the word love is used so loosely. But as soon as she falls off her physical game,
Mm-hmm.
he going to be like, ugh.
I don't want that.
Yeah, men are very conditional.
Yeah,
You guys put up with a lot,
we do.
including us cheating on you. You can put up with it more than we can.
Mm-hmm.
All
Yeah,
right?
sure.
All right? You know,
I can't, but they can.
Yeah, sure. Well, and it depends on your love for the
woman.
yeah, because you probably can't until you find the right man, or until you find a man who you fall so much in love with, you'll even put up with that. Oh,
Ooh.
absolutely.
Wow.
Oh, absolutely. People are they act upon how the other person acts with them. I don't know if I'm saying this right, but I'm this
They'll
way.
react
Yeah.
off of their actions.
Absolutely. For every action, there's an opposite and equal reaction, as they say.
Yes, it
Okay,
is.
so I'm this way. I know I'll never change. I'll never this, and then God will bring this woman in my life that will cause me to change.
Oh,
Okay.
yes.
Oh, absolutely. Because she's the right. She knows what button to push.
Won't she?
Oh,
Will.
oh, come
Won't
on.
she will.
Yeah. Yeah. And you know, and I think we're not very patient people. At least not nowadays. We're not. Our parents were.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Okay, my
yes.
parents been married 50 years.
Mhm.
They love each other to death.
Mhm.
All right, and they say they love each other more now than they did before.
Mm.
I believe it.
I believe
Yes.
And I've heard my father say that you know when we were young we wanted each other,
Mhm.
but now that we're old we need each other.
Ah.
Yes,
See?
because
That's it
some
right there. I'm getting
when
happy.
when a person
Feel my
when
help.
people have been married for 50 years, one die.
Mm-hmm.
Guess what happens to the other one?
Soon
Soon
after,
afterwards.
yes.
It's because when God put those two people together, when
Yes.
He said, "You shall be one,
Mhm.
no more twain, but one flesh."
Mhm.
When you separate, when you divorce, when you die, your flesh literally rips.
Yes.
Because you become one.
Yes.
And there's such a pain. It's like you separating your arm from your body.
Yeah.
There's a pain that you'll have for a
Mhm.
while.
Mhm.
Okay, now here's the thing. I've heard people who were amputees say even though their arm is gone, it feels like their arm is still there.
Right. That's just like
Wow.
with your spouse.
That's
Yeah.
like
Right.
with your spouse.
That's how my parents are.
hmm
Yeah.
I mean, their arguments are hilarious.
Yeah, I'm
They
sure.
argue over peas and corn. I'm like, those aren't really
Pass
arguments.
the pea! Pass the pea!
Before he can get to the stop
Get your own
sign,
piece.
Sup, peanuts?
they're calling each other. I'm like, you guys don't belong in this world.
No.
That's beautiful though.
Yeah, it is.
That's good.
Absolutely is.
Made in heaven.
Yeah.
I think that you know, I want to talk about love. Of course, you know, to talk about the beautiful parts that you feel and you're not able to eat and, you know, you get all these gooey feelings because they understand you. But the ugly side of love
Yeah.
Mhm.
has to be talked about. It is patient. It's kind.
Mhm.
You know, it's even long suffering. We
Yes.
talk about infidelity.
Fruit of the Spirit.
You know,
Mhm.
these are the things that have to take place when you're in a committed relationship or
Yes.
marriage, because if you go off of just feelings,
Mhm.
it's not good.
It's not good.
No, it's
It's
not.
not good.
And there's
Can't go off
nothing
of just
good.
looks either.
And you,
There's nothing good in the
Got
flesh,
that
the
right.
Bible says.
You
The
preaching now.
Bible says that there's nothing good in the flesh. Okay, so we
Mhm.
can't, that's why the Bible says walk by the Spirit, not by the flesh.
Right.
Because the
Absolutely.
flesh will screw you up
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Every time.
every time.
Every
But the
time.
Spirit in you will tell you, yeah, be with him, or no, walk away from him.
Mhm.
He ain't right for you.
Mm-hmm.
And if but then we war against the Spirit.
Yeah, because of what our flesh
Uh-huh.
is telling us.
Yes.
And so you move by that.
Yes.
And I think that because we're moved by our flesh and not being able to truly be ourselves,
Mhm.
Yes.
because at that moment your flesh feels good,
Feels great.
you know, you end up making horrible mistakes.
Right.
And
Absolutely.
sometimes the mistakes are they leave permanent scars.
Yes.
Because you have not used wisdom
Mm-hmm.
and you have not used proper judgment, because we defined infatuate.
Yeah.
And it says you do foolish
Foolish. I
things.
said it
Right.
twice.
You know,
Yeah.
And so this is
Foolish,
something
foolish.
that we have to capitalize on in order to properly define love. Try getting mad at somebody and seeing if you still love them.
Mhm.
Oh my goodness. Absolutely.
You know what? I think I love to go back. So many points you guys make, but you know what? I think that was a very good point you made about how our parents and those who've been married for years or whatever, they had that long suffering, they had that patience, they knew how to work through things. I think in today's generation, unfortunately, I've heard my pastor call it a microwave generation.
True.
We want things, we want it now,
Right away.
And if we put it in the microwave and it burns up, we throwing it out.
Yeah.
We don't want to, try again.
Right.
And
Right.
unfortunately, I think that is what the issue is.
Mhm.
We're so it's such a fast paced society.
Yes.
We want things, we want them, and then you sometimes these people get married. If it don't, like my pastor used to always say, if it don't work out within 2 weeks, I'm out of here. Huh?
Yeah.
And others have been married for 50+ years, and you can't work through this thing.
Right.
But then I also think that both have to be willing to work as well.
Yes.
Both have to be willing, and that's the other part too. You have to properly assess. Am I putting all of my energy into a dead end?
Mhm.
Right.
You know, I'm not an advocate of divorce at all. I'm
Me
just
either.
not.
Hate divorce.
No,
God hates divorce.
God hates
Yeah.
divorce.
I hate it.
But if it comes to, there's a young couple, or one of the ladies that I kind of counsel from time to time,
Mm-hmm.
and she asked me, why won't you tell me to leave him? I say, because that's what you want me to say.
Right.
Right.
I can't tell you that just because you guys are going through a rough patch.
Right.
Absolutely.
I cannot, and I won't. And
Mhm.
so here's a scripture on love. Love is patient and kind.
Mm-hmm.
Love does not envy or boast.
Mm.
It is not arrogant or rude.
Not puffed up.
It does not insist on its own way.
Yeah.
It is not irritable or resentful. Lord Jesus.
Irritable bowels.
It does not.
IBS syndrome.
Restless legs.
Shut up. I'm reading the word
Oh,
of
go
God.
ahead.
It does not rejoice in wrongdoing, but rejoices with the truth. Love bears all things, believes all things,
All things.
hopes all
3
things,
times.
endures all
4
things.
times he said all.
Love never ends. As for the prophecies, they will pass away.
Wow!
As for tongues, they will
Go!
pass.
Speak all you want.
As for knowledge, it will pass away.
That girl's
Love,
teaching.
baby,
It's gonna last.
I'm
Forever.
Love's gonna last. Who's singing that song? That's a stepping song.
Yeah, see.
Which one?
I thought this was a Christian show.
It is.
Well, since it's a Christian song, love will keep us together. You don't know the
Man
words.
done
Yeah,
did
I
five
never know the
solos
words.
on this one show. Five solos on this one. Yeah. And ain't nobody asked for nan one.
Not now.
Nan one.
He's still going.
Well, I just want people to know when they get into relationships and consider marriage, really, really evaluate.
Yes.
If you're really in love.
Mhm.
I mean, it feels good to, get those starry eyes
Sure.
and all that. But when it's all said and done,
But
you
even
handle it
sometimes,
ugly.
but sometimes when you get into love, and it's real love, it can be dangerous love. Because then you're in love with the wrong person.
Mhm.
He abuses you.
Mhm.
He beats you.
Yeah.
Okay, but
Been
you're
there.
so in love with him.
Mhm.
You can't leave him.
Mhm.
Because
Wow.
that love is like a glue. And you know, when he beats you, you call the cops, and then they take him in, and you go down there and bail him out.
But then you've got to ask yourself, do you love yourself?
That's another show. Or a
Do you
continued show.
love yourself?
Do you love yourself?
I want to read some of your people's comments.
My people?
Yeah, your people and your.
It's my people.
Yeah. They listen and they were called by your name. So they chimed in. Okay. Now, Art Lewis says it's more than a feeling. Sigh. I love that song by Boston back in the day.
That's it, Art, my boy.
Tanya said all this love and relationship talk, I think God is setting me up for something. Hey.
Uh-oh.
Yes. No, Tanya Clater.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
That's my Republican
Yeah.
friend.
Yes. Oh, okay.
She's black, by the way.
Okay, and then Stephanie Hill said wisdom and proper judgment, needing more of this for
I
myself.
love that girl.
Yeah. I mean, these are great people who are doing self-assessments.
They
actually.
are. Yeah.
You know, and I think that that's where we have to be honest with ourselves. Do you love yourself to be enough to be honest with yourself?
That's good right
You
there.
know,
Yes.
we lie to ourselves a lot.
Yes.
Yeah.
We do. We sure do.
We lie to
See,
ourselves a lot.
But as I get older, I'm
yeah.
truthful with myself.
Now these girls here, I love these three girls especially because they always come on my wall very transparent.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they ask a lot of questions, but they make statements too. And they, you know, and I love that. And birds of a feather flock together. My Facebook friends are like me, and the ones that come on my wall are just like me. We interact the way we do, and we're like brothers and sisters because we do fight.
Yeah.
When we make up
Yes,
right
y'all
away.
do.
But by the end of the day, we're gonna make up.
Yeah.
Right.
Unfortunately, that don't happen in some other walls. They
Right.
fight and then they unfriending each other.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't do that mess.
Yeah. You don't do that, man.
No,
Like, cuss you
I
out. You
rarely.
still be my friend.
Oh, I'm gonna still be your friend. I'm gonna inbox to tell you, you better get out of town.
Right.
Watch your back.
Watch your back.
Well, I gotta be honest. This is a great topic, and people are chiming in on both our ends, and I love to include people when I can and remember to, you know, because we value their opinions.
We do.
Right.
And because of the world that we're living in, it's crazy out here.
Yeah.
And
We gotta find another word.
Another word.
Yes.
To really boost it up. But I mean, it's crazy out here. The morale is so low. The integrity is so low. You know, people buy into anything. Society is filled with temptation, and before you know it, you're entering into a situation that you have no business entering because you've been tempted and you've been swayed and you've ultimately been tricked by the adversary.
Right.
And so if you're in a relationship or you're in a marriage and it's not going so great or whatever, pray about it and go back to your first love.
Somebody just said something very important, real quick. I'm not gonna say their names,
Okay.
but they said, "I'm listening to your show, and y'all have confirmed to me that I've never been in love."
Wow.
Whoa.
I can't say a name,
Okay.
but I'm glad she said that.
I thought you were going to say it, but Annette.
No.
I heard the,
And
Okay.
you know, and if she's hearing me say this, but she don't. I'm not gonna, you know, say a name.
Well, we know the female.
But
Right.
this is important. That's why
Yeah,
this
keep
show
talking.
needs to be continued.
Okay.
This is important.
Look at you. See, he's pointing
I'm
at
pointing
me.
right at. I got two fingers at you,
Continue.
and she got a finger. This is important because there's some people out there that we can't leave out who never been in love.
Okay.
And
Okay.
thought they were.
Okay. Well, we're going to continue the show, I guess, on next week based off of the finger pointing that I just did here in the station. And so if you want to tune in on next Wednesday, we invite you to do so right here on Stellar Nominees TCM Radio Station. I am Angie Mims, host of the Promoting Precision Show, and we will see you next week. Woo!
Bye, y'all. Hit that button over there.
Tell your girl
That was
it's too loud.